All right, we are back, kind of. Two of us are back.
Two. We've done worse.
Yeah, it's been a little while. There's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but I think we might as well start with fishing world stuff and the general topics of like it's been. We've had
a month.
Yeah, well, there's been 2 Elite Series tournaments since we've talked. Both of the northern ones and both of the ones that are like of probably the most interest to us. We have an Angler of the Year champion again, Chris Johnston, back to back. Which I don't know if you listened to him talk, but when he was talking to Mercer when he handed him the AOI trophy, he was like, he was saying that on the way back to the ramp, he like when he got close realized he still had like 10 minutes to fish. And he stopped on the seawall right outside of the ramp and caught like a 3-pounder on a chatterbait.
Jesus.
And then he also said, yeah. But he also said that in the first tournament of the season at the St. John's, he did the same exact thing. He was on his way back, realized he had a few minutes, stopped on a seawall right outside of the ramp and caught an 8-pounder.
Jeez. Yeah. When does that happen for you?
To me, never once ever is when that's happened for me. But
that's crazy. It was his year yet again, I suppose.
Yeah. And I mean, the other crazy thing is this has got to be the first time in history this has ever happened. I don't think there's any way this has ever happened before. Chris Johnston did not have one top 10.
I know, it's crazy. Like when you compare it to McKinney's year where he had like a win and like, you know, how many top 10s, and then to like like that's how like crazy close he was, but just not hitting it. Crazy.
Well, the problem is in that he just completely bombed that first St. John's tournament. The first tournament, Trey finished like 9.
No, if he didn't do that then.
And without that, he blows it out. Like, it's not even close. But there's no way anybody's won Angler of the Year before with no top 10s. I think every single one.
They're saying that on live.
What?
No, I was saying they're saying that on live too. That they're like, I don't know if he ever like looked it up after that, but Ronnie was like, I don't think there's ever been a top, an AOI without a top 10 or multiple top 10s.
There's no way, because it's crazy because every single one of his finishes were like between 11 and 30. Like he was just in the teens and the 20s all year. Like he had 0 bombs. He made every single cut.
Yeah. And in the grand scheme, he probably only made like 10 grand too, which is the worst part.
Yeah, I don't even know what the pay structure now. It's like, well, I mean, he definitely made at least 100 grand.
Oh, yeah. Well, 110 grand then, so.
No.
I keep forgetting to get that there's actually like money.
It's still like a 5,000 something. I think it's a 5,500 check for the cut now.
Oh, they did change it back? That's right.
Well, they didn't change it back.
I thought it was like
10 grand per cut.
No, I thought the cut, dude. I thought they were getting like $500-$600 or something, like cut down all that.
No,
Yeah.
No.
There was one payout structure I saw.
I'm looking it up right now. I know it's not that.
What was I looking at then?
Yeah, it's 5,500. I'm right. It's exactly what it is, and it goes
okay.
to.
But that's like, what are they paying?
It goes to 6 at 25th, and then 6,500 at 20, and then 7 at 15. So, I mean, he was making, 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 every tournament. But so that's
kind of
be conservative and say it was 5.5, which most of them were probably more than that. So it's like 50,000 about.
So man,
plus 100. So
150K minus all the expenses, but I'm sure he's getting a decent.
I mean, a guy like Chris Johnston probably has
couple sponsor checks coming in, hopefully.
Yeah, he a guy like him probably doesn't need to make a single cut to make a living. So
yeah,
it's
one
not
of the
true
few.
for a lot of guys, but for him, it definitely is.
Yeah. Well, he just needs to go win a couple smallmouth opens up on the St. Lawrence, and that's how he pays his bills for the year.
That's what Corey was saying when they were weighing in on Championship Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Mercer was like, "Oh, did you go out partying with your brother last night, or did you get sleep for the day today?" And he goes, "My brother didn't do any partying. He hopped in the truck and left. He was gone before I got up this morning. He's going to go practice. We got a big tournament on Ontario next weekend."
Jeez, that's crazy.
So I don't know what they're fishing,
What
but there's some big giant buddy tournament up there.
Huh.
That they're fishing.
Damn.
So.
And they'll probably come in the top 3.
And then I want to put this on the record because I may have missed in the exact tournaments, but I talked about this guy a lot in the beginning of the year, and I couldn't possibly be more vindicated with the Pat Schlapper take. 2 wins in the season.
Yeah, Schlapper coming into. That's
I forget
crazy.
what.
When's the last time someone's won 2 in a season?
I think it was the Classic I called. I was like, Pat Schlapper's going to win the Classic.
Yeah.
And he didn't, but he won 2 Elite Series.
Not even close.
I will take credit for calling the rise of Pat.
Where did he end up finishing in AOI?
He had to be a decent ways up there, I'd imagine, unless he had a bunch of bombs, but
I don't know.
Let's see.
Now I'm curious because I remember he was pretty down there for a while.
No, he's never had a really bad year though. He finished.
Yeah, I mean he's not gonna. Okay, so he was definitely down a bit before.
Yeah, I mean he had to have a few bombs. Let's see what he had here. Yeah, he came in almost last at Okeechobee. He was 98th at Okeechobee.
Yeah.
And then he was 80th at Hartwell. But then to end the season, he goes 32 at Lake Fork, wins the Sabine, 36 at 10 Killer, 23 at St. Clair, and then wins the Mississippi.
Stellar. Just delete those first 2 tournaments. Hey, well.
Yeah. Hell of a stretch to end it.
And he made more money than the AOI for the year.
I mean, after that 80th at Hartwell, he was probably down in the 70s, 80s, 4 tournaments through the season. And then by the end of it, has won 2 tournaments and made the Classic. Which is pretty good.
Into the Classics. Yeah, Schlopper did good.
Yeah, he's good
What else
because
did
a
we
lot
have
of the times, like last year there was that Lake Fork tournament that he was in the mix at.
Mm-hmm.
That he almost won, the one that Koya won. I think he was somewhere in the top. I think he was leading it at some point, which was like a heavy like scope tournament.
Yeah.
So it was like, and he had a couple good events like live scoping. So he kind of started getting on the radar live scoping, and then wins 2 tournaments this year, both on river systems in like dirt shallow water. So
yeah,
definitely proved that he's like an all around guy, and also like not like a super young guy, you know, like on the older side,
he's
I
like
guess,
what?
for the Elite Series nowadays. I don't know how old he is, but like the field is so young now that he's definitely not on the younger side compared to some of these kids, you know, Trey McKinney, Tucker Smith, Easton, you know, but
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to see an older guy like that still like, you know, dominating to some degree.
Older guy. Let's see. 1983. What's that put him at?
I mean, if I was gonna guess, I would have said he's in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Crazy that's an old guy now.
I mean, I don't mean old, like actually old, but like compared to like
seasoned vet.
Yeah, compared to some of the guys who are in. I mean, he hasn't been on the Elite Series for a long time, but you know, it seems like I don't know, like, you know, if you look at how the season kind of played out, and I don't really know exactly where they ended up in Angler of the Year, everybody, but it's like, you know, you got guys like Hackney and Swindle and Jason Christie, and like it's just like it not really getting it done on any level. Like, you know, it seemed like
every tournament they're like a name.
Yeah, like it just seems like a lot of like here I'm looking at it right now. Steve Kennedy 97th, Ike 96.
Yeah.
Buddy Gross 86. Swindle 76. Hackney 67. Christie 59. I mean, all these guys who were like the biggest names in the sport 10 years ago seem to like not be keeping it together out with these newer guys. And like I said, I mean, it's not like a guy like Pat has been on the Elite Series for forever, but it's nice to see a guy who isn't like a young, grew up with live scope kind of guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Getting it done. I mean, even like Polinick missed the cut for the Classic. Like,
yeah. Wait, did he? I thought he made it. I thought he made a post about making it.
According to this, he missed it. I'm looking at it right now.
I think there's double, like Pat Schlopper, he qualified, right, from winning, and he's in the cut line, and then someone else double qualified, maybe?
I don't know. He's 42.
I thought he made a post about making it.
I know they were talking about, I mean, maybe he did. Maybe it's usually a little bit more than 40 spots. It's showing the cut line here at 40. I would have thought the website would be smart enough to like adjust the cut line to where it actually is, but now that I'm thinking about it, it is the Bassmaster website, so it's probably not smart enough to adjust it.
Yeah, true.
But like,
yeah, probably.
I mean, but it's just like you look at the top 10 in AOY right now, right? For this season, it was Chris Johnston, Trey McKinney, Koya Fujita, Jay Shakurit, Will Davis, Taku Ito, Tyler Williams, Patrick Walters, Tucker Smith, KJ Queen. Like,
it's crazy because like Pat Walters, Chris, And then what? The other Will Davis, like those are the old guys.
Yeah, but these are all guys that like, except for maybe the Johnstons, if you were paying attention to FLW, but with the exception of that, these are all guys you've never even heard of 10 years ago.
Yep, all brand new names. Couple of years, not even. What I mean, all of them are maybe. I mean, Pat's probably like the next oldest. And
well, Pat's not even on this. Right. Like
Pat,
Chris. Obviously, has been around for a while, for longer in FLW. Like guys who really pay attention to the sport have known him for a while. But like,
yeah,
Trey McKinney, year 2, Koya Fujita, year 3 or 4 from Japan. Jay Shakurit, year 3 or 4. Will Davis, year 3 or 4. Taku, I mean, 5 or 6 now, probably.
Maybe 4 or 5.
Tyler Williams, year 2. Patrick Walters seems like he's been around forever, but he really hasn't. He's probably in year, I don't know, 7 maybe. Like I don't think he's been around for that long. Like, let me see. Let me click on his thing and see when his first.
I'm gonna say he's probably one of the oldest on the.
Yeah, his first Elite Series is 2019. So.
Really? That's 6 years now.
So even he has only been around for like 6 years.
7.
You know, Tucker Smith, a rookie, obviously. KJ has been around for 4 or 5 years, something like that. You know, like. And I mean, obviously, a lot of that has to do with like the split.
But then
like,
you go into 11.
Oh, I'm losing you.
Oh, true. Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Oh, no. Sorry, the Wi-Fi. We're on the hotspot. The Wi-Fi's been out since 10 this morning.
That's good.
Yeah. Had to work all day at the coffee shop. Not ideal.
Fun stuff.
But it is what it is. I don't know. I like the AOY. If you look at like 11, 12, 13, some older guys in there. They're still clinging on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like a guy like Bill Lowen is awesome to see. Like, not only an older guy, but a guy that probably still has no idea how to use LiveScope. Like,
yeah, in comparison,
I don't know if he's ever caught a fish deeper than 5 feet. At least not on camera. You know,
yeah,
like
true.
When he's catching them good enough
when
to
it's
be
clear
on camera, he's in 2 feet of water. Like,
yeah. And if he could keep doing that enough to be top 13, not too bad.
And here's something I wanted to talk about, like going back to like Lake St. Clair, and it's like obviously, I mean, it happens because it happened to him on the St. John's. He had a bomb, but like Trey McKinney is like so good in like a way that doesn't even make sense to me.
Dude, I was just listening while mowing the lawn to the Mercer podcast with McKinney. And just like, he's just like, oh yeah, all I do is hunt and fish. And if I'm not hunting, I'm fishing. If I'm not fishing, I'm hunting. He's like, at the end of duck season, I just went out and I packed up my bags and loaded up like the camper truck. And he's like, I went fishing. I'm like, all right. So like, he's been fishing from March through like October. Just nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, if nowadays, if you're on the Elite Series, that's what pretty much all of them are doing. Like,
yeah,
if you're not doing that, you're kind of toast. But like,
well, that's even the thing, like, young guys are doing it.
Oh yeah, but even like beyond that, like Trey, like, all right, you take a place like St. Clair, right? And all the guys are like, oh, you know, if there's ever like a smallmouth fishery that's like kind of random it's St. Clair, like it's like, big open flat, like groups of fish. Like sometimes you'll see non-traditional smallmouth guys win there. Not to say that it's like a place you can get lucky, but it's a place where like there's more of that kind of factor than anywhere else because it's just so like featureless and open and like, it seems to be anybody's game.
They roam more.
And then it's just like, oh nope, like it's just Trey McKinney again, like,
yeah.
And like I'm sure he's been there before, maybe in something, but like he's new to the Elite Series. It's not like he's been to St. Clair like a million times. Like it's just like he's so good to a point that it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, what are the odds that
St. Clair? He said he was just fishing. He's like, oh, I looked at the big flat out on like the main lake, and he's like, I didn't know what to do out there. He's like, so I just started fishing Anchor Bay. And he said he caught like a 6-pounder in practice and was like, all right, like this is just what we're gonna do all day. And like,
and that's the thing is like he just lands right on top of them everywhere.
It's crazy. I don't know. Is he just?
I don't even remember it feeling like this with KVD.
Yeah.
Like KVD was dominant.
Is it just that much?
Tournament. Go ahead.
No, is he that much better at just picking spots? Like, is he that in tune where he's just looking at the map and saying, you know what, that makes sense?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like KVD was like
I feel
obviously there's so long to go. Like, KVD fished for however long, won 26 tournaments, 4 classics, 4 anglers of the year, this, that, and the other. And I mean, maybe part of it was that like when I first started watching tournament fishing, it was already like kind of towards the end of KVD's run. But it's like, dude, I don't remember it seeming this ridiculous. I mean, Trey McKinney's on camera every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I think though, I mean, he had to be like legitimately, he had to be on camera like 90% of the days this year.
I mean, besides, actually, no, because he was at the St. John's, he was on camera for like the first day.
He was on camera the first day.
It's like, reigning rookie or whatever. So, and then Okeechobee, 8th, he was on camera, I think, every day. Maybe one of them he fell out. Pasquotank, he got.
No, he was on
3rd.
camera. I think he might have not been on camera day 1, but he was on camera 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
He might have been on day 1 though. I don't even know.
So like, right there, he's got 4 or 5 days. The Pasquotank, he got 3rd. He
was on every day, except for maybe the first. Actually, I think he was on.
Was he on Hartwell? Probably a day he had in there.
I don't remember seeing him on Hartwell. But...
It was 15th day 1.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
11th.
He was on camera every day at Lake Fork because they started with him on camera because he won it last year. And then he winds up finishing 3rd, which, by the way, is crazy in itself. You win on Lake Fork last year and then finishing 3rd on Lake Fork this year. Different time of year. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure last year he said it was his first time ever there.
So rude.
And then you have guys like Lee Livesey like catching nothing.
Yeah. And he's just whacking 30 pounds just for...
Yeah. I mean, and he was insane. On camera 3 of the days at 10 Killer, I think. He was on camera every day at St. Clair.
Every single day.
He was on camera every day at the Mississippi because of the AOI thing.
Except for the last day,
right? At least. Yeah. But like, it's
like 20 days on camera.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he came in... His second worst finish is 29.
Yeah.
Like if you throw that first tournament out, 8, 8th, 3rd, 11th, 3rd, 29th, 6th, 1st, 27th.
Over half the time, he was in the top 10.
It's just bananas.
With a win.
It's bananas.
It'll be interesting to see what he does next year. Can he do it again and again and again? I mean, if he can, then that'll be something. I mean, also, don't forget, this year he had a second place, right, at the Classic, right? Second or third?
I
think it was second.
I think it was second. I forgot about the Classic.
Like, it just almost wins a Classic in the same year, too. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, second.
Yeah. Just casually.
Potentially would have won the Classic if it wasn't for Easton's last-minute 8-pounder.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, then he would have won by, like, probably a landslide. And nuts.
Yeah, which, like, the Easton versus Trey McKinney battle is going to be insane for the next decade.
Yeah. Where did Fothergill end up? He dropped down pretty big.
Yeah, he actually kind of bombed the Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah, his season, I mean, in comparison, is he had 3 good runs in a row, or 4 good runs in a row, and then I guess St. Clair 14th. That's not bad at all.
No. I mean, he was hot, dude. He was high or low, like
93rd or 4th.
Yeah, like he's got four bombs, right? 101, 93, 72, and I mean 67 isn't like a total bomb, but it's bad. And then 14, 14, 8, 7, 4. Like he just skips the middle 50 spots.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna top 10 or bust. I mean, I guess his were pretty scoper heavy. I mean,
and the crazy thing is he's described it as a pretty disappointing season.
Yeah, little bugger. I mean, by his standards, basically.
I mean, for the past 5 years, the kid has just won like every single thing he's ever done.
Yeah. Disappointing. I won the Classic this year. It's disappointing, though. People out here begging just to be in the Classic.
I mean, he won the college national championship, won the college bracket, won Opens AOI, won
an Open or two, right?
Won 2 Opens.
Yeah.
And then wins the Bassmaster Classic. Like,
and a couple top 10s to add into his.
Yeah. I mean, what, dude?
And that's all in his rookie year for the elites, at least, right? Like, he was a rookie this year. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane. It'll be an interesting. I'm interested to see what happens with the EQs. I really haven't paid attention to
dude. Did you
what it's looking like?
Did you see what the EQ schedule is?
I didn't see all of it, but I heard a Champlain in October or something.
September.
That's still that's cool.
Yeah, I'm so mad I didn't do them this year. There was one on the Bay, and then one of the EQs is on Champlain.
The perfect year.
There's never, ever, ever in my life gonna be a better schedule for me for that.
Unless they dump in the Potomac on top of it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Imagine next year it's just Division 2, Smith Mountain, Potomac, Chesapeake, Champlain.
I would have to consider. That.
Without a doubt, dude. No, they're going to screw me.
No, it's going to be Texas, 3 lakes in Texas, and 2 in Oklahoma or something like.
It's gonna be like
Grand Lake.
Okeechobee, Smith Lake, Cumberland, and the St. Lawrence.
The St. Lawrence. You're just gonna be like, we'll just call this one a draw. How about that?
But
what else did we have? We had a St. Clair win. What was those were the last 2, right, that we missed?
Yep, St. Clair, Mississippi. Personally, for us, we haven't really had any like major tournaments or anything on our end since the nation season wrapped up, like we talked about.
Just some disappointing dog days of summer days.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fishing, like Thursday nighters and other random BS.
Yeah. Should we our lovely Thursday nighter the other week?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's just classic. Like, I win the Thursday nighter the week before, and then drag Brennan down because I needed a partner. He drives all the way down here to fish a Thursday nighter, and it's just a disaster.
Dink fest.
Yeah. I mean, we caught like 30 fish and had 2 or 3 keepers. Like it.
2 keepers for 8 pounds, something like that. It was very depressing.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope it's coming through fine on the recording. The hot spot is just a disaster.
Not good.
No.
I had a little freeze right there, but that was it on my. Dude, they say 10 o'clock it's going to come back on. Maybe at the end of the pod. We'll have clean footage.
I'm not going until 10 o'clock. But
shout out to our loyal fan at the Thursday nighter.
That was cool.
A fellow bum.
That was cool to see
nice.
Somebody actually listens to this.
Yeah. Big shout out.
It's just that time of year, like in August, where it's like
it just
I don't know. I was talking to Ryan about this. Is like it's probably this in September is like the worst time of year to fish around here. At least it's just like sucks, but it also like you randomly have like crazy awesome days. Like in August, it's like 90% of the time it's a grind and you got to work for every bite. But like it seems like sometimes randomly in August and like the shittiest times of the year, you just like hit it right and it's just nuts.
Mm-hmm. Which keeps you fishing the rest of the crappy time to then be miserable for another.
Like that Snapchat memory
3 weeks.
You just sent me the other day of when we were at Manasquan.
Yeah. One random 20-pound bag in the middle of August.
Yeah, like that was just in the middle of August. Like a disgust. I remember it was gross out that day. It was so hot.
Yeah. On an electric only lake, we didn't even have, the wind from a boat ride.
And I hadn't been. Yeah, it was dead calm. There was no wind at all.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been there in like months when we went.
Mm-hmm.
And we just like showed up.
And we were like, oh. And then crushed them.
Yeah, I mean, we started just like fishing down this like weed line. Like we didn't know the fish were there. Like we didn't start on the spot. I was just like, I don't know, I'll go over here and we'll just fish down this weed line. And we're fishing down the weed line. And I remember I catch like one like 2-pounder like right away. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like I didn't even expect it. I expect this to be like tough, I didn't expect to catch one
because
right away.
like 12
go
pounds was
further
winning
down.
every week before.
Your hotspot is causing you to be on like you're hearing me on like a 3 to 4 second delay.
Oh no.
Because I pause to let you say something and then you don't say anything. So I start talking and then you start talking at the exact time that I start talking again.
Good. I'm glad it's working perfectly.
It's happened like because we usually don't like interrupt each other like this, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But I just sit here like when I'm done giving my sentence, and I'll wait like 3 or 4 seconds, and you're just like, yeah, like I'll be
blankly, I love it.
There it is. It just happened again.
Good.
I'll be like, oh, Brennan, like, you know, what do you think about XYZ? And then you're, yeah. I mean,
oh man, I'm sorry, viewers, for the technical difficulties.
It might come through fine, because I remember that one time that we were recording, and I was like, oh, you're
dropping constantly.
Yeah, but then like when I downloaded it, it was like perfectly fine. Because I think how it works is it records us on both ends.
Yeah.
Like it's recording you on your screen and me on mine, and then it puts it together at the end.
At the same time, kind of.
Yeah, so I think
lines it up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to be able to see it. But the last time that you were kind of like laggy like this, when I downloaded it, there was nothing. So
good. They're just gonna hear that at the end and be like, "What the hell is this kid talking about?" This is fine.
They're gonna notice us interrupting each other constantly. That's not gonna be fixed. But the like lagginess and the bad picture might be fixed. But anyway, so we're fishing down this weed line, and I catch like 1 2-pounder. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then we just kind of keep fishing down it, and then it like hitches on like a corner. And like right on that corner where it hitches, I think you threw like a speed worm on on like a little light Texas rig, and you caught like 2 2.5 3-pounders on like 2 flips in a row. And I was like, all right. And I like flipped out a drop shot in behind you and caught like a 3-pounder. And then I caught another one. And then we were just kind of like, all right, let's just sit on this. Like, it's like an inside part of the grass line. So like the grass line's going like this, and then it cut out on and made like a little point. And from that like corner where it cut out to the tip of the point, we just kept going up and down it, back and forth. Like it was literally probably like 30 yards, maybe.
Yeah, it was short. It was like
an entire day. And we just sat there going up and down it, up and down it. I mean, I caught our biggest fish, which was like a 5-something at like 1 in the afternoon. Yeah. At the hottest, calmest, shittiest part of the day. We hadn't gotten a bite in like an hour. But we like already had a pretty good bag and didn't have anything else to like fish. We were like, we're just gonna sit here all day and see what happens, and then wind up catching a giant like later. But it's like, anyway, to the greater point is like sometimes you just randomly hit them on the head in August, and it's like most of the time it sucks, but it seems like when it all comes together, it's really good. Like, I don't know. It seems like to me, like potentially, and I don't know what the reasoning is, but it's like, because it's so tough sometimes, like potentially the feeding windows are shorter, but because there's less of them, they're like more pronounced when it like actually turns on, you know?
Yeah, when you actually land on them while it's turning on, you're like, oh, there they are.
Like literally last week, I went fishing, and I mean, I went fish. It wasn't like I was at a pack hong or anything. I went fishing at like a pretty good lake, but for the first for the first few hours of the day, it was like really tough. Like I probably caught 3 or 4 fish in like the first 3 hours.
For that lake, it's pretty bad.
But then, like, you know, I caught them here and there and started doing pretty good in the middle of the day. But then right at the end of the day, like the last hour and a half before I left, I caught like 40 fish on a glide.
That's sick.
Like it was no joke. Like one of the most potentially the most insane like bite I've ever been on. Like
how were you throwing it? Were you throwing it like at the bank? Were you like scoping with it out in the middle?
No, I was fishing laydowns with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that like I had this one stretch of bank where it's like maybe 50 yards of like a bunch of laydowns. And I would just throw it up onto the bank and work it out. And when I was on like the right stuff, like the single logs that are coming out,
yeah,
like I was getting bit like every other cast for a stretch.
That's
it was like it was insanity. I had like in that last hour and a half, I probably caught like 40 fish for like 19 something pounds.
Jeez.
In just that hour and a half, all on a glide.
And they're all just sitting on a little tiny log floating out into the
I mean, there was one dude that was like, I wouldn't even call it a log. I would call it like a big branch. That was like maybe like 10, 15 feet long. And it was like a single branch. And then it split like right at the end. Just like a Y-shaped branch in the water. And I caught 2 3s and a 4 off of just that brand.
What's making them sit on that? It's like, how many laydowns do you go to and there's just nothing on? Like, what makes them pull up? It's crazy.
I don't know. And that's a thing I wonder is like, because I didn't fish that area of the lake until like when I did at the end of the day. So it makes me wonder, like, was that bite just there all day and I just didn't get to them then? Or did they turn on at that part of the day? Like was it
did they pull up in the evening?
Time? Or, I mean, I'm sure it was a bit of both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure when it was tough in the morning and I wasn't really catching many fish, I'm sure even if I went down that bank, it wouldn't have been great. But, like, was there enough fish there that it would have been, like, okay?
Or were they just
it like, was it bait? Like, people talk about, you know, when things are tough, you know, going one of two ways. You either go, like, more finessey and super small, which is, like, what most people, you know, would do. But there's also, like, a bit of a phenomenon where when things are tough, you upsize. You know, and like it's just like, is that just what they wanted to eat that day? Like, did they want to eat a bigger glide? Because it's like
what happens if you were sitting there with a minnow over the log? You know, would they even have done anything?
I don't know. I'll tell you one thing: they did not want a minnow that day, like at all.
Yeah, it's like if you were.
If I was what?
No, if you were off the bank. If you were off the bank, you know, throwing a big glide bait out in the middle, you know, some bait chasers.
Well, I can tell you, I threw a minnow at probably 50, 60 floaters and caught like 3 or 4 of them. Like, it was like they wanted nothing to do with it, dude. It would hit the water. And on the sink down, they would swim right up to it. But then when they got close to it, they would just turn around.
No.
Yeah, they just would not eat it. The only way you could get them to eat it is if you found like 4 or 5 of them like together.
Yeah.
And then they would just smoke it like right on the fall because they didn't have time to like look at it, you know. But if they were like floating out there by themselves, or even if it was like 2 or 3, they wouldn't, like, it needed to be like 4 or 5 of them to get them to do it. And they weren't really like packed up like that. Like most of them were like singles. But anyway, they just wouldn't touch for whatever reason. But then, you know, I also didn't really put that glide on until the end of the day. So is that what they wanted to eat all day? Was it just the time of day, or was it the spot? You know what I mean? And those are
a little bit of all.
Yeah, I mean, those are 3 factors that come into play all the time, like with fishing, and that's what I just think about that constantly, is like, what is actually, you know, because I can remember and I can keep data and I can track what happened here, there, but what's the actual answer? And I'm sure it's different in all different situations in all different places, but it's like, how do you get to the bottom of that?
What's the difference? We need to. I started a log, then I kind of like stopped making my log, and then I get back into like doing it. But to do something where like make some spreadsheets on it, really to see what I want, like crazy detail, because like, you know, it's like when you can line up all of these.
I have a spreadsheet of every single day I've been bass fishing since 2021.
There you go. So we need to start running some Excel macros on that.
Well,
plug it into ChatGPT.
Because so like here, I literally have it right here because it's a tab that's constantly open on my computer. But so I have, you know, date, like my columns are year, date, body of water, weather, which I have split into three different things. Like, all right, like sunny, 60 to 80 degrees morning to night, wind 10 miles an hour out of the northeast. That would be my little weather synopsis. And then water temp, water clarity, fish type, so like, you know, largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass, both. Total number of fish caught, best 5 fish, biggest fish. And then I have baits, so whatever baits I used in color, weights, all that. Areas, so like, you know, specific, like, you know, what part of the lakes. Like sometimes I'll even write like waypoint numbers into this.
That's a good idea.
And then I have a cover column, so like I call it a mostly on rock or mostly on docks or mostly just out scoping, floating around or on bait or in grass. Then I have depth range, so like if they were keyed in on a certain depth, like most of the time on depth range I'm just writing shallow. You know, but sometimes it's like, you know, 6 to 10 feet or 30 to 40 feet, you know, on some days. I have a forage column, which is not always written in because sometimes you just don't know. But like if I know, I'll put it in there. Like, you know, like I know they were eating alewives because I was catching them on balls of bait, or I know they were eating crawls.
We gotta plug that.
Them up in my live well, you know, stuff like that.
We gotta plug that into like the ChatGPT and say, okay, take this data. What should I fish or where should I fish on like this weather day on Lake X? Yeah, makes you wonder.
It is interesting. Like, because I'll go back, you know, and kind of look, see how things have went for me in past years, and it's like you can definitely glean some information from it, but it's definitely like even when you have the sample size of like 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row of the same bodies of water, same time of year, same water temperature. Like it's not like it's not just like
A science.
put it in, spit it out. It's
Yeah.
not exact. It definitely has helped steer me in the right direction sometimes, because like sometimes I'll look at, I think the biggest thing for me that I've figured out is like I can look at like different years when like it's maybe warmed up or cooled down like earlier or later.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see like, oh, it's the same week I was here last year, but the water is like 6 degrees colder than it was last year right now. So like I was catching them all the way up on the bank here the same week last year, but this year it's 6 degrees colder. So maybe I should pull out just like slightly to like the stuff like right before where I was catching them last year. And like sometimes stuff like that works.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just like totally doesn't matter. So I don't know.
I'm gonna say sometimes just the date lines up and it's like, oh, they're back.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely. The way I use it is like you always have to build your day on what the conditions are during the day, but it can like push your starting point like a little further down the line. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like I
give
can
you
look
a
at
clue to start out
and see exactly what I was doing, where I was at, what kind of baits I was using. So now I'm not just like totally starting from scratch. I'm starting from like a point of like some information, and it might not be exactly the same as how it went the time before, but I have a place to start and kind of build from.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of just now starting to come in handy, because I tend to have, specifically about fishing, not about everything in my life. Maybe it's just because of how, how much I prioritize fishing, I guess, in my brain. But I tend to have a really, really good memory.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can remember every fish catch from, every.
Yeah, like I
every
can tell you, like I can tell you the third fish I caught on Lake Apacong in May 18th, 2017. I can tell you where it was, what boat I caught it on, and stuff. But anyway, the specifics of it now, since I've been doing it for like 5 years now, it's like just starting to come in handy.
Yeah.
Or like there's just barely stuff that I don't remember now.
Yeah, just starting to slip your mind.
Yeah.
5-6 years into really going crazy.
So, but it's cool. I definitely highly recommend it. I think it's something that's gonna like keep becoming more and more useful, like the more years I do it and the more data that I collect. Because it's like I imagine once I'm like a decade into it, there's gonna be enough in there that you could actually potentially like quantify it into like patterns and stuff,
Yeah.
And kind of potentially
I need to get back into it. I started it.
Yeah.
Sell it for money.
Yeah, I mean it's I have some pretty valuable information.
Big data is yeah.
Like
it could be worth something one day. You never know.
I'm not gonna sell it because I think it's worth more to me than anybody else. But there's definitely a healthy amount of money worth of information in this spreadsheet. Yeah. Like if I could get like if you told me like Jason Christie had the same exact spreadsheet as me, and he's been putting it together for 20 years, like I would pay thousands of dollars for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be a couple people that'd be definitely forking it over.
Oh yeah.
That would be, especially on the bigger lakes, like stuff like Hapakong, worthless. But
yeah,
a Champlain, a Chesapeake Bay, those are some good ones.
The Bay ones are interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because they're all freaking useless year after year, it feels like.
No, I see.
A general area, I feel, but
well, the Bay specifically is what kind of gave me the idea to start like actually typing in like waypoint numbers in there, because like if I'm at a Pakong, right, and it's areas, right, I can just type in like Kings Cove or like that rock pile behind the point, like, and I know what I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah.
But when it's the Bay,
waypoint 176,
and it's like
South Flat.
like that could be anywhere in 5 miles, you know, like if I just write South Flat. So that's where I started actually putting in like waypoints. And I actually, what I started doing was old waypoints, especially on something like the Bay, right, where I'll have like clusters of waypoints, you know, from like lines or like little ditches I'm running or you know, just certain drifts that I'm on, you know. I'm sure yours looks the same way. Like from one day you'll have lines, like a little area and you'll have like, you know, 6 or 7 kind of building out this little like grid of like where you were fishing. Yeah. I'll take like one of the waypoints in the center and I'll rename it to like July 25th, 2022.
Yeah.
You know, so every way you can go back to in on one of those little clusters, I know like, oh, okay, this was this day, this was that tournament, this was when we did that, you know, and then I can match that up to my spreadsheet and like go to the date and be like, okay, what were we doing here on this date, you know?
Yeah. Especially out there when you have 30 of them in a line, it's like, well, I need the line more than I need the waypoints.
And it's also like sometimes like there are certain areas that I've like, it never goes down exactly the same way, but I've been like close, you know, and it's like I got like a cluster like kind of like trailing off this way, and then I have another cluster like kind of coming through it this way, and they like meet at a certain point, and it's like they're actually like 2 different days and conglomerates of points, and it's like, all right, what was what, you know? So that's when I started dating stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You go to that same area, and it's like, okay, the grass set up differently this year. The line, you know, like a hard edge you're fishing, it's like 100 yards that way, but you got the general idea of like, okay, they're forming right around here.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with those waypoints, it's kind of like the same description as like what I just gave for like the spreadsheet. It's like you got to figure it out within that day, and you got to find the spots and little nuances. But it gives you somewhere to start.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get down there in the winter sometime. Really put in some mapping.
It's interesting though, because it's like how much mapping can you do? Like, can you really scan anything in 3 feet of water? Like,
apparently, with the new Garmin advertisements, you can.
I guess, I don't know. It's like when I'm driving through there, like I don't know. I guess I've never done it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But it's like, I don't know. And like a lot of those stuff, like the a lot of the more pronounced stuff stays, obviously, but those little like 6-inch 1 foot ditches and depressions like move.
Oh, every year, every storm,
some sand over top of it, and now it's gone. Like it's not there next year. So it's like, and like everybody knows where like the major ones are. So it's like those little ones, like on a year-to-year basis, doesn't even matter to like find those. Like you kind of have to find it like the week,
the day of
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that's where it comes tough, where sometimes I look at the map there and I'm like, I should just delete every single one of these besides like 3 of them. and just start over, start fresh, remap it.
I mean, I have started like trimming it down, like when I have these like lines and clusters where there's like 20 something waypoints, like all in the same thing. It's like, all right, well, I don't need all of these. I'll just keep like the far end one, the back end one, and then one in the middle, and then I'll name the one in the middle, and then get rid of all the other ones because I gotta find the spots on the spot again anyway. So I don't need all these little. Oh, there was a clump here, a clump here, a clump. It's not going to be
useless.
Sitting on the same waypoint, I promise you.
Yeah, it doesn't even sit on the same waypoint 3 weeks later, let alone 2 years later.
So I'll put a waypoint in the area. Is like, okay, this type of thing could pop up in somewhere around here. Go find it. But
exactly.
While we're talking grass for a second, I got to ask a couple other people about this. I want to ask maybe when we have somebody from down south or like Lewis or even Pat or like somebody who just doesn't live in our like immediate area to ask about this, because I was watching a Todd Castledine video.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it was basically like, it was like all about grass fishing. It was like he did 2 like really long videos, and it was like all like grass fishing secrets and tips and stuff. And he starts off by like breaking down the different types of grass. And he's talking about coontail, milfoil, and hydrilla. And now Todd's from Texas, so he fishes like Sam Rayburn a lot, mostly, as I think like his lake. And he said, he's like, oh, the best types of grass are coontail, hydrilla, and milfoil. And he said, hydrilla is always the best grass. It is always number one in every situation. And I could not disagree more.
I noticed that down south, even like anywhere down south, south and west, I feel like Texas, even like Florida, they like their hydrilla. And I don't know. I've never. Right.
And that's why I'm saying that's kind of the hunch I was getting. And that's why I said I kind of want to talk to people like who live other places. Is it's like, all right, like maybe that's true in Texas, but I can tell you for sure up here.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt, milfoil is king.
100%.
And it's not close. It's not close at all. Like making the statement like, oh, hydrilla is always 100% number one, the best grass. If you come up here with that mindset, you're going to get fucking smoked. But then I think about it, and it's like, well, does that mean if I go down south with my milfoil is king mindset, is that why I'm getting smoked?
Yeah.
Like, because it's hydrilla down there? Like, I don't know. I want to confirm that with some other people, because it's like, look, like, Todd Castledine was a professional bass fisherman for a long time.
He traveled enough.
He's still like, he's no joke. The guy's legit. So you can't, and like his strong suit is grass fishing. Like that's his thing. Is like fishing grass. So you can't discount what he said. Like he's saying that for like that has to be true, at least in his.
It's happened to him.
Yeah. But he did what? But he does travel, or at least he did at one point travel all over the country fishing tournaments. And it's like, I don't know what his track record was up north compared to like down south or anything, but like he didn't say anything, like make any caveats of like down south hydrilla is king, but it's different.
Just everywhere.
Because like if you talk to Seth,
he's a milfoil man
who's like, it's nowhere near us, but still north.
Yeah.
Milfoil, I've heard him say it a bunch of times that milfoil is king, and I completely agree with him. Like anywhere up here, like if you're talking Champlain, the Bay, the Potomac, any of these places, like without a hydrilla isn't even close to milfoil. Like
I
it's
wonder
not
if it's just like the lakes and how they set up. Like when I think like Texas, I think like deep, not necessarily clear, but like really like hard, rocky bottoms, like desolate. Other than like
that's part of what he was saying, which was interesting. Is he was saying that like the hydrilla will grow out deeper than the milfoil will.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was kind of thinking it's like in Texas or like down south where like they're bigger, deeper lakes that like in like a warmer climate
they don't want
to be like deeper.
Mm-hmm.
If hydrilla becomes the best option just because like the milfoil is all too shallow, like the fish have to be like deeper. So they're in the hydrilla and like the deeper stuff, which does make sense because like when you're fishing Champlain, right, where like at Champlain, milfoil is undoubtedly the king, no question. But Champlain's a lake where like even in the middle of July and August, like they'll still be in 3 feet of water.
Yeah, sitting
like
in a little milfoil clump.
Yeah, and then like the Bay of Potomac, it's like 3-4 feet is all
they're just shallow
in anyway. You know what I mean? So I wonder if that's like a shallow versus deep water fishery. But then you take like Cayuga, for example, and it was definitely a milfoil deal there too, and that's plenty deep. I mean, it's a northern fishery, but
I think it's also just like the bottom. I don't know. I feel like up here you got a lot of mud bottom and stuff like that. I feel like there it's like they get up on rocks or they get down and like because like when I think hydrilla, I mean I feel like it's pretty dense stuff. And then you take milfoil, I feel like it's a lot, strands, it's stalks, it's a little more spread out.
Hydrilla comes in like a lot of different shapes and forms. Like you get to like this time of the year on like the Potomac, and you just get like those hydrilla walls. Just, like, blocks of like super thick hydrilla. It's like I don't even know if they could be in there if they wanted to.
Like can they even swim inside of it?
Like, yeah. So it's like I don't know, like, and I don't know if this is necessarily the right approach like all the time, but like if we were going to the Potomac right now for a tournament and I was like snooping around and practicing, like not to say they're not in it because hydrilla is good grass, like you can always catch fish in hydrilla, but like in a situation where I'm looking for the best stuff, I want to find a big group of fish. I'm trying to win this tournament. If I'm at the Potomac right now, I'm not even stopping on hydrilla. Like, I'm not even attempting to fish. Like, again, and I don't know if that's right all the time or necessarily the right way to do it. I mean, but to be fair, I did win a BFL last year taking that exact strategy of, like, skipping all the hydrilla and then finding areas with more, like, scattered milfoil, and like that's where I caught my fish, and it really was like a night and day type of thing. Like I punched and flipped shit in Madawoman and like all different places that were like these giant hydrilla mats and just like caught absolutely nothing. And then,
I think every time I go down there I don't catch a lot, or if anything, in the hydrilla mats. It's just like
and then I found like areas with like pretty consistent like still thick as far as grass goes, but not like matted, you know what I mean? Like stuff you could actually like flip a jig into and like pitch around in.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was getting 40, 50 bites a day. Like, and it's just like, I don't know, for me, say like it has to be area of the country thing, and I'm actually glad I heard that because that kind of opened my eyes, especially going into like a year where I'm potentially gonna have to fish some major tournaments down south. It's like
if you spend all your time
I'm glad I heard that because
because
because in Like if you're at a lake like Sam Rayburn and like hydrilla is king, like I don't know that. Like
Yeah, I'm not looking for the hydrilla. I'm looking at it and I'm leaving.
No, I'm unless it's the only thing. Like obviously, if you're at a lake that doesn't have any milfoil but it does have hydrilla, then yeah hydrilla is, you know, any type of grass you can find. I mean, if you're on a lake that doesn't have milfoil or hydrilla but it has coontail, like the fish are going to be in that because it's all they, you know, they're going to be in the best available grass. But before hearing this, I was always under the impression that the hierarchy is milfoil, hydrilla, coontail, everything else.
Yeah. But then you have a ton of guys that love eelgrass.
Well, eelgrass again.
That's like another.
And like I said, you know, living in Florida for the amount of time I did and dealing with a lot of eelgrass, right? So there were two big lakes that we fished a lot that were like right next to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them had like all the types of grasses in it, like hydrilla, weird spring grasses, eelgrass, stuff like that.
Yeah.
In that lake, you wanted to be fit. It didn't really have milfoil. I think I don't even know if it grows like all the way down in Florida, but I'm sure it does in some lakes, but not in these lakes. It was like way South Florida. But anyway.
Yeah.
So in that lake, the eelgrass didn't really play much. Like you could catch fish out of it just because there was like a million fish, but like to like catch the better quality fish and like big numbers and stuff like that, you wanted to be in more of like the hydrilla, and then also like hyacinth mats and like floating stuff was good too. But like in that lake where there was a lot of options, the eelgrass really didn't play. But then there was a lake right down the street from it that didn't have any grass in it besides eelgrass. Eelgrass was the only grass in it. But the eelgrass in that lake was loaded.
Huh.
Like you would get up on flats that's just eelgrass. Like it'd be like big flats of like just eelgrass, and it's jammed with them. Like they're all up in it. So like they want to use grass, period, but they're just going to use like, the best available grass is. And like I said, up until really thinking about it, watching this video, I always assumed that like everywhere it was just like milfoil, hydrilla, coontail, and then eelgrass, everything else, whatever. But it's got me thinking of like maybe that's just true for like the north and like down south and hydrilla. I don't know. I really want to talk to some people
fish those lakes a bit more
south and know about this topic, about that, because like I said, I don't want to doubt Todd Castledine because the guy obviously knows what he's doing, but I want to see if that is like full consensus down there or not, because like up here it's consensus. Anybody who knows what they're talking about knows it's milfoil. Like that's one of the like litmus tests for me up here of if you're really on that level of bass fishing or not. Like if you don't know the answer,
start talking about flipping
like
some
hydrilla,
hydrilla,
know that the deal is milfoil, then you just don't know how to fish grass up here. You have no idea.
I was saying, I don't think I've ever gone a day where I'm like, yeah, let's go flip some hydrilla. Let's go flip this. You know.
I mean, the longer I've fished and the better I've gotten at grass fishing and the more I've grass fished, the even further I go with it. Like I will pretty much just straight up skip everything that's not milfoil.
Yeah. I remember one time.
If I know it's available, like obviously, like I said, some lakes don't have it. But if I know it's available, I will not waste my time on anything else.
I remember at a tie one time, I got really dialed on flipping like the outside edges of all the milfoil beds, but it was where I think it was the coontail met the milfoil. But I think it was more of just like the very specific transition. Maybe it opened up a little bit more and I couldn't tell from the move around. But again, it's all milfoil.
Stuff anytime when stuff is mixed, a lot of the time seems to be the best stuff. But it has to be a mix that involves milfoil.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't be like,
You
oh,
have
it was coontail and hydrilla.
Yeah, if you have a mix where it's like, oh, there's like hydrilla and eelgrass and a little bit of like that spring grass stuff, it's like, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
But if you have like a mix of hydrilla, some coontail on the deeper side of it, some milfoil on the shallower side of it, like that mix, if you have all three of the big three, if you have milfoil, hydrilla, and coontail, that is probably the best stuff.
Yeah.
The mix is always great, but milfoil has to be involved in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can't, like,
milfoil's,
no matter what the combination is, milfoil has to be in it.
That's just king. I don't even know, like, I mean, what do you do when you go down south and you're fishing those giant walls of hydrilla down on Texas? It's like, what do you?
He was also talking about, I don't think it always manifests itself like that. Like, I think that's part of the problem. Like, places like the Potomac and the Bay, where it turns into these like giant mats,
big ass.
Walls. Like, he was talking about how like hydrilla has the. He was saying it had like has the largest variation of like how it can appear. Like, he's like, a lot of the places down there, like, it will grow in like really long, tall, like single stalks, like out deeper,
like a milfoil.
Yeah, and like I could see like that kind of stuff better, but also, you know, there is something to be said about a punching bite where it's like sometimes hydrilla kind of makes like a canopy, which is like stuff when you can get under it. I think some of that, like, that's, I think, the key to that like punching bite at the Potomac, where it's like when it's like that block of hydrilla, it's like straight down, like all the way from top to bottom. You usually don't catch them in that, but when it's like you have the edge of it that's like an overhang where it makes like a canopy for like 10, 15 yards, and you can punch through it and get underneath it, that's the stuff that you can catch them in. Yeah,
not just the giant wads that are just grass through and through.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just, watching that video, just hearing that sentence blew my mind. I was like, whoa, what?
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, that's what I thought at first, and then I was like, there's no way. Like, there has to be something I'm missing here. But I don't know. That's a question I really, really would like to dive into more with somebody who knows like those southern fisheries better.
Yeah, we need one of Zub's many friends from down south somehow to get on this podcast.
I wonder if that's what happened. I wonder if that's what happened at the first time I went down to Florida and I fished that national championship on the Harris chain.
Just fishing all around grass.
Well, there was a lot of like grass, like expansive grass patches of like hydrilla. And I was just like, it's hydrilla. Like, and I just like wouldn't fish it. Like, and I started trying to fish like offshore and like look for like shell beds and stuff. And then I did the opposite where I tried to go like really shallow and fish like the Kissimmee grass and like the docks and stuff. But that like mid-range hydrilla that like in theory, like looking back at it now, like other places in Florida that I fished when I actually lived there, you know, this was years later. I mean, this national championship was like 2017. So this was, I didn't know any of that back then, but like that mid-range stuff was probably like the stuff I should have been fishing. And like, just based on the fact that it was hydrilla and not like milfoil, I just like,
it's useless
right through it.
Yeah.
But like, especially down there in Florida, like I don't even know if there was milfoil in that lake. Like the hydrilla was probably the best stuff available. Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen. I mean, I feel like it's got to have been getting there by now, but
probably
it's not something like I've seen or heard of people targeting down there.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the Kissimmee grass, that stuff's. I feel like I've caught like one fish in Florida. Of that stuff.
Well, it's a problem. Everybody talks about this like Kissimmee grass and all this stuff, but it's like it's all over every lake, and I feel like you just fish miles of it. And just
That's the problem. There's just the entire shoreline is that grass.
Yeah, and like sometimes you can get up in it and whack them, but it's like, why here and not there?
Yeah, just pure dumb luck. I feel like some spawning areas that the guys catch them in, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's very interesting. Milfoil's definitely king, though.
Up here, it certainly is. I could tell you that for a fact. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
Guess we're just gonna have to drive to Texas and find out.
Yeah. I'd like to hear somebody like from Alabama, like maybe somebody who fishes Gunnersville a lot, talk about it, because I know there's milfoil and hydrilla.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
And I feel like they catch them in both of them there. Even eelgrass on Gunnersville. That's a big one too.
I mean, because I was under the impression that like, oh, there's milfoil on Gunnersville, so milfoil is probably king there. But like, I wonder if you talk to like a local Gunnersville guy, it's like, no, like the milfoil is okay sometimes, but like hydrilla is the king there. Like kind of like the inverse of what we would say. Like I wonder if it's like that, because I really don't know. Like,
what are all the like big froggen mats? Those are all hydrilla, probably.
I would assume. I guess. I don't know.
I'm trying to. And what was that? The Elite Series tournament where I think it was what Kupal won out of.
Yeah, he was
flipping like milfoil, I think.
I thought he was.
Right? Like, but is that just one weird cove
that
has some milfoil in Gunnersville?
I thought it was milfoil. I don't know. I was always under the impression, because I mean, it was early in the season where like the grass wasn't really like up, but I've been to Gunnersville before. And I was under the impression that milfoil was king just because that's what I thought. But I guess I don't know that for sure. I mean, it could have just been like, oh, like milfoil's all right, and we did catch some fish in the milfoil because like they will be in that, just like you will catch some fish in the hydrilla up here because they will be in it, but they won't be in it as good as they could be, you know?
Yeah.
So it could have been the inverse of that. I mean, like we were definitely, it was, like I said, really early in the season, but like, you know, grass was starting to come up and it was milfoil and there was fish coming out of the milfoil, but it's like, could it have been better? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. What happens if you fished a hydrilla flat or a big old eelgrass flat and just crushed them?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I've only been there once too. Honestly, that was before I even really knew anything.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even tell you what kind of grass I was looking at back then. Besides like lily pad.
I was on like the leading edge of just starting to kind of know what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We need our tens of viewers to write in. What's the king of grass in your lake?
Which is crazy when I think about it, especially with like these kids who start like so much earlier than us. Like, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I did pretty dang good in college fishing. Like I had way more success than most, but it's like, man, with all I know now, if I could have went back and redone it, like thinking about what I know right now compared to then, like when I say I was on the leading edge of just barely starting to know what I was doing, that was my senior year of college. Like my senior year of college, and we won Angler of the Year for our conference that year. So I won Angler of the Year in a year that I was just barely kind of starting to figure something out. You know, it's like if I could redo college like right now,
it'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
I know. I look back at those first couple of years, it was brutal.
It's probably like way harder now because like the kids are like so much better. But if I could just rewind time to when we started and just keep the knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same competition level, just the same knowledge we have now. Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I still
and don't get me wrong. I don't know. I mean, our competition level was pretty good. It's not like we weren't like the early days of college fishing when you were fishing against like 40 boats of like random kids. Like we were fishing big tournaments with like kids who really know. I mean, you know, we were fishing against John Garrett and Logan Park, Tucker Smith. You know, we were in that group of guys. So like we were fishing against really good fishermen, but like I'm sure, especially with live scoping and stuff now, the crop of kids that's in college fishing are probably filthy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that and like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the schools are giving them more and more money. I mean, for you guys, it wasn't as much of an issue, but yeah, they're spending so much time on the water, those kids now. It's absurd.
Yeah, and a lot of these kids are starting younger and younger and younger. Like I didn't start like really, really bass fishing until I was like 16, 17. So like even now I have like I have less than 10 years of tournament experience.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of these kids have been fishing tournaments since they were little kids. So like they're coming into college at 18 with more years of tournament experience than I have right now.
Yeah. They're coming in with all that. Dude, I look back at even just like the equipment I was using freshman, sophomore, or even into junior year. I'm like, dude, I had like, 6 rods. That was my armada of rods. And like there was all
actually that's super interesting because like now that I think about it, I've never really thought about it until right now. Like the timing. It's 2025. I'm pretty sure I fished my first ever bass tournament in 2015.
2015 was what? End of high school for us?
Junior year of high school.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I fished my first ever bass tournament in 2015. And
10 years later.
So it's been exactly 10 years. And like those first few years don't really count. Like in my opinion, I was fishing 3 youth tournaments a year on local trolling motor only tournaments on somebody else's boat. I didn't have a boat of any kind. And I would show up with like 2 spinning rods. And
yeah, exactly.
like I didn't like I wouldn't say it was until like my freshman year of college that I started like well, I never fished Smith Mountain Lake the first college tournament. So April of 2017. April of 2017 was my first ever college tournament, and that was the first tournament I ever fished as a boater. Ever.
With your boat.
Yeah. The first time I even drove a boat. The first day of practice, it took me 3 hours to get the boat on plane because when I would hit the pedal and the boat would start to rise before it planed out, I didn't know it was supposed to do that. So when the nose of the boat would come up, it would scare the shit out of me, and I would just let go of the pedal.
Be like, we're not doing that today.
So I'm going back and forth in the middle of the lake at Smith Mountain down by the dam, trying to figure out how to like go because I thought I was doing something wrong. Like I thought that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So, just to show you where I was at when college started, that was literally the first tournament I ever fished as a boater. 2017. So we are 8 years into me fishing tournaments in a boat, which is not that long, especially compared to these kids who are doing it, fishing tournaments with their dad when they're 7, 8 years old. They're coming into college with more tournament experience than I have. Now.
It's cool hearing about kids doing that. I'm like, I wish. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm excited to do that in the future with my kids, but I'm like, it'd been cool to be able to do that way back.
Yeah, it just wasn't
in elementary school.
My dad was. I barely even really know how I got into it. My dad was not a bass fisherman. My dad's never fished a tournament. Actually, my dad's fished one tournament because my dad's fished one tournament ever because I dragged him to a Thursday nighter once.
Oh,
fish with me, and he on the drive home told me he will never ever fish a tournament ever again. He was
Yeah,
like,
sounds
that
about
was
right.
like cool and all and whatever. He's like, don't ever ask me to. I have no interest in this.
That's great.
So, I definitely didn't grow up in it like a lot of these kids do. So,
well, that's the thing. I see like these kids too. They're commenting about like, oh, back when, or even like some of the older guys where they're like, when I was watching the Bassmasters in 2003 or something. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even start watching this until high school. But I was like, oh, would you look at that? That's kind of cool.
yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know this existed.
I remember they gave us so my junior year of high school, 2015, like I said, when I fished my first tournament, we went to like a meeting, and it was Bass Nation. So it was like the Bass Nation juniors, and they gave us a like Elite Series DVD.
That's cool.
And it was so it was from the year before. So it was 2014, which I believe was the Aaron Martin's Angler of the Year season, or one of them. Because the DVD was from the year that they went to Havasu, and he was
when he was like
with
punching the birds
pattern. Yeah. And it was the Bay too, the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, you're right.
So that was they gave us that DVD, which had like the like old like ESPN style shows on it, where it was like 45 minutes of like the highlights and everything.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd ever seen a Bassmaster Elite Series tournament. So, yeah, 2014 was the first time I ever found out what the Elite Series was.
I miss the 45-minute video recaps, like the FLW ones they would do. Like, just being able to watch that and like a nice little condensed version was great.
I love
Bass Live.
Bass Live is sick. It's so awesome. I just wish they would also do that.
Yeah, like just make me a recap, because like that's the problem. Saturdays, Sundays, I'm lucky if I get to watch like an hour's worth of live. It feels like half the time.
I think they should do both because it's more marketable that way to have both, because like especially
you just need
not like insanely into it, like
and
like you could sell that to like a big network like a lot easier, if it was like
a 1 hour time slot every Sunday afternoon
on ESPN, like a Sunday morning, like
I
don't know. I feel like the exposure, I mean, obviously Bass Live has done an insane amount of things for the sport, but I think that like the exposure was even better back then when it was just those shows. Like it was palatable for like normal people.
That's what everyone said. Like, ooh, waking up on my Sunday morning to watch the Bassmasters, and I'm like, now it's just like an hour or two on Tubi or whatever. Not Tubi, Roku.
Yeah.
Roku.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would still do those, but what are you gonna do? Oh,
exactly.
All right. Well,
sorry, checking the email.
I think we've been going long enough. I'm tired.
We yapped. Still don't have Wi-Fi. Hopefully, this came out semi-decent.
Yeah, we'll find out. But hopefully, Brennan and Zub will be coming to you guys with another one here shortly. So,
I make no promises on Zub's behalf.
No, I'll never make a promise on Zub's behalf. But yeah, we will catch you guys soon. We're gonna get back into it being like a little more regular. Things got a little hairy here for a second. We got a couple guests lined up, so we're gonna have some interesting shows coming up. But me and Brennan just thought we would check back in and just talk some shop, because we hadn't put out an episode in a little while here, so we figured we'd just throw something together to get up there. But we should have some more interesting shows coming up
real
soon. Yep.
Some real stuff, maybe some videos, actual fishing. That's always good.
I'm gonna try to shoot a video on Wednesday. We'll see how that goes.
There we go. Love to see it.
But yeah, we will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.